Last year when you saw UTEP, you mentioned you broke a bone in your back. You played through it for 4.5, 5 games. Over the offseason, you rested, rehabbed, and everything. Was there any nerves going into A&M to get that first big hit, and or any extra soreness?
It was actually pretty weird. I was very calm for what I thought I was going to be. Cause I was, but I think with the preparation we did all summer, with all the film we watched, just putting a month into a team, I was so calm because I knew what we had to do, and I knew I was going to get a first hit out if we were on kickoff first or something like that. But going on offense first is always fun, and I knew it was going to be a first hit because we had a run play first call. So we knew the first 5 before we go into a game. I knew it was a run, so I was pretty much ready to get that first hit out of the way right away.
You mentioned after you played UTEP last year, and then even this week, you've said that wasn't your best game. Is this one that you've sort of had circled on your calendar for playing UTEP on Saturday?
I wasn't looking forward to playing them. I wasn't afraid of playing them. It was just the next game in line, and the injuries happen. Unfortunately, it happened last year, but that's one of my goals here this year is staying healthy, and that has to do with staph infections. Keeping the body healthy, rehabbing, all that stuff, and keeping the weight room. So UTEP's going to be a fun game. They're a good team, but I think we'll be fine.
You had almost 130 yards the other day against A&M, but obviously the score wasn't the way you'd want it to come out. With a shorter week this week, what do you do to adjust in order to sort of wipe the memory clean and put that one behind you?
One snap and clear. We talk about that all the time. A&M's a good team. They're going to be a good team. I hope they win out because that can only make us look better. Our philosophy this year, 1 week at a time. So that week's over. We can't look back. If we want to be a good team, we got to learn how to move on and how to win games like those. But we'll have more of those this year.
You've started looking at film of UTEP. They gave up over 200 rushing yards to Stony Brook last week and almost 400 yards of total offense. What do you see when you look at UTEP's defense?
We haven't looked at much so far. Looks like they're not going to bring as much pressure as A&M did. A&M brought a lot of pressure. They forced us to go, back one-on-one with a, outside dogger and inside dogger. So we'll probably see, somewhere between, not more than 10, big blitzes the whole game, and that's going to be a big change from what A&M did. But it's also going to be harder because you're not looking for it every play, and it's going to kind of sneak up on you. So you got to stay alert at the whole game instead of just thinking there's going to be a dog and finding him. So it's a little more pressure to find him every play. But looking at the stats from last week, that's last week. Most times when you see the biggest jumps for teams, it's between week 1 and 2. So that was probably a wake up call for them, and they ended up winning the game. So that's a W, and we need to come out and get our W.
You see yourselves making that same kind of jump between 1 and 2?
Well, I would hope we make that jump between 1 and 2. Yeah, I thought we played good football. A&M's a good team, but we need to get better every week. Like I said, our report card right now is what every team sees at the A&M game, so we need to get that better. So they have to, fear SMU a little bit more than we showed against A&M.